Okay, so let's go into your first deployment. Did you volunteer? Did your unit get tasked, or
No,
how does that work?
we were on like Army's on rotations.
Yeah.
I was over in Germany with 2CR, and then we rotated with actually Fort Lewis, 2nd ID,
Okay.
and then Alaska, 25th ID. And it was like a 1 year rotation. Each unit would do 1 year deployment, and then
Okay.
the next one. So I got there December '09, June 2010 we were deploying. It was our cycle. So I left June 2010 to go over for a 12-month deployment, and we got relieved we relieved 2nd ID, so Alaska relieved us the following June 2011.
Okay.
But I got there December, a whole bunch of train up. I got married before I left the military. I got married May '09, joined June 2009. So I didn't see them the whole fucking time. They finally got there,
Fuck.
what was it, April? March, April, May, June. Yeah. They got there towards the end of April. I was training up still. So May, we were kind of packing up. I left June, so I didn't even see my wife and kids for like a year. Left June. And packing was the worst, I think. Like packing up to go was the worst.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because it's never right. It has to get inspected
Yeah.
and unpacked. But we learned how to play Tetris very well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good thing we didn't have to take our vehicles over there. 'Cause if we had
Okay.
to like send our vehicles, it would have been a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
We fell in on
Yeah.
vehicles. We're scheduled for 12 months. Ended up being, I think, 11 and some change. But when you got off that plane, it was definitely like a, shit, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, like this is what I thought I was gonna do. This is what I was ready for to do. But when that plane hatch opens and you feel just
The heat.
the blast and like you see just the nothing surrounding you, like, fuck, am I
Yeah.
ready for this? Like, is this what I really want to do?
Well, since you were so close, did you fly straight into Afghanistan, or did you go to Kuwait first?
No, we went to Manas.
Was that Kyrgyzstan?
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those stands.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um,
I've never been, but I've heard that.
yeah, it's somewhere up there. I don't know. And that's the thing about Germany. Like, it was cool. We're pretty much straight in, straight out. It was, instead of you guys having to go there,
Yeah,
there, everywhere. We stopped at Manas and then hung out there. Then we flew into Kandahar. Yeah, Kandahar wasn't the other one. Then stayed there for a few days, but we bounced around. I remember we had the 12-month deployment. I was at 14 different bases in
Yeah.
the 12 months. Our job was just to, relief and progress. Somebody's getting changed out, so we're gonna go in there, send these guys home early until their relief gets there. So we just did that
Oh,
for like,
okay. All right. Yeah.
yeah.
No shit.
No,
That was your whole mission, your first deployment?
my first deployment. Yeah, but
So you're like a filler. Like you just come
pretty
in,
much.
You fill,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Not good for an AO, but like
No,
AO
'cause
awareness.
I was everywhere. We
Yeah.
were every fucking place. All RC South, I've been there.
Yeah.
Been everyone.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Anything? I don't remember if anything happened. Like, I mean, me like hearing about anything. Anything happened on your first deployment?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, not real close personally. Like the closest thing I had was, I'm up on top. I'm the machine gunner on top of the vehicle. I'm sitting there bullshitting with people, and all of a sudden my microphone just explodes in my face. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not thinking of what's going on because I don't know if I was complacent or just really just dumbfounded.
Complacency
Yeah.
kills.
But it's like, what the hell? Like, now I have no microphone in my face. Because, you're wearing the headset.
Yeah. Those ugly ass.
Like this. You got to be right up on it. I remember my truck commander was like, get down. Because I was always that guy, like, name tape Def Leppard sticking out. No, I'm up here. Like, my belly's at the fucking top of the hatch. I'm looking around, like, because I can't see shit. But yeah, my microphone exploded in my face. I'm like, oh, God, what was that? And he's yelling at me, get down, fire. We're taking fire. All of a sudden, we just got a bunch of fire. Sniper. One sniper, that's who was shooting at me. And then he just missed my head. Then we got machine gun fire. Nobody fired around back. We just pushed on through because
Yeah.
it was our whole troop, like our whole company, moving from one base to another. So we
Yeah.
just hammered down and got on out of there. Took a couple of fire here and there. Watched one of my sergeants piss on a fucking IED. get back in his truck, and they rolled 2 feet forward, and boom. Like, oh, shit, that sucks. Yeah. Good thing you never got off the mine roller.
Right.
But no, I never really had much exciting. First deployment, filled in QRF.
Yeah.
Can't react to a couple things there, but by the time we got there, say probably one of the best, not best, but like most memorable events was we're going down one of the highways, and we were right on the Pakistan border. They'd shut it down overnight. So first thing in the morning, like at nighttime, there's no track trailers and stuff to allow to go down the highway.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
So they'd open up first daylight. Well, at that time, our mission was highway patrol. We'd stop at all the A&A checkpoints and, make sure their cops and this and that are good.
Yeah.
So we're coming back down south, and we see this fucking convoy coming, like the convoy of the 18-wheelers coming north. Well, the next stop was on the other side of the, whatever.
Yeah.
That's north, this is south, so we need to get over there. Mm-hmm. So we hopped in front of them and just rode the dirt. Oh, hell. 45 seconds, as soon as we hopped in front of them, where we just were at the A&A checkpoint, boom! Toyota Corolla, because that's what they all are. V-bid. Pulled up next to one of the A&A vehicles. They were actually after them, not us. And blew up. I mean, it was leveled.
Yeah.
There was car parts everywhere. We actually had turned around, went back to there, and that was the first time actually seeing some crazy shit. It wasn't what I was ready for, I guess, more or less. Like, I remember some lady come running out, like, just holding this thing. I didn't know what the fuck it was. It ended up being just a pile of skin. Like, when that dude blew, it rolled. They had Rangers, Ford Rangers that we gave to them.
Oh, yeah.
It rolled the Ford Ranger like 6 times, just annihilated that, blew out one of their buildings, and killed a bunch of civilians. They got the guy who they were after, one of the police guys, but, I mean, they took out 15 fucking civilians. And this lady's all freaking out because she just had a pile of her kid's skin. It's like, wow, that's what I got to look forward to the next 9 months.
Yeah.
So that I'm happy, I guess not happy, but it got me early in the deployment. So, kind of knew what I was going for.
Right.
But that was probably the worst of the whole thing was that.
It's that exposure. It's getting.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word experience because you're so early that you're like, I was a little bit different. I got there. I was like, we're in Arizona or New Mexico somewhere. Like, they just flew us in circles and they landed us somewhere. We really didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
And then the first time we left the wire, a few days after we got to Al-Taqaddum, it's kind of nestled between Ramadi and Fallujah.
That's a great spot.
Yeah. Well, our AO was supposed to be Habaniya, which is just fucking maybe a mile north of where we landed. And you're rolling out the gate, and it said, go condition 1. So, or condition...
we call it what? Red. Green, yellow, red.
Yeah, so what's the one with the round in the chamber?
Red.
Red, okay. So, it'd be like, go condition red. And reading that sign, I was in the back passenger seat of a Humvee, and I was like, okay, this might be real. So, I chambered around, and like the guys that we were ripping with, doing the left seat, right seat, the guy driving was part of that. The guys we were leaving, he looked back at me and he's like, fuck, like, what okay, you're chambering around, like, knock it off. Like, kind of one of those, like, relaxed kind of things. So, yeah, they drove us out to our cop. And after I got there, I was like, this is it. There was a little bit of HESCO, and then it was a road, and then there was just houses surrounding us. And I was like, so where's the perimeter? And they're like, you're looking at it. Like, you're fucking, there's nothing there. And on the other side of the HESCO, that's it. Like, that's the fucking... And I was like, should I be worried? And they're like, no, it's pretty quiet around here. I was like, okay, cool. So I kind of like just piggybacked on what they were feeling.
Yeah.
And again, it's just kind of like...
You got to remember, they've been there for how long, too?
Yeah.
And one of the big things that I don't know about Iraq, but Afghanistan was they'd know when we rotated out.
Oh, yeah.
So when they're like, who we're rotating with was finally gone, we're done with their left seat, right seat.
Yeah.
That's when they'd start messing with us to see what we can and can't handle and if we're ready for it, this, that, and the other thing. So that's one thing that we weren't ready for either was when we finally switched out. Like, okay, well, they know that they're gone now. Now let's start fucking with them.
Yeah.
And we weren't ready, I guess. But everybody made it home, though.
That's good, yeah.
Ish. We had an insider attack. That was about the only time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That sucked.
Man, it's weird how those ramped up. Like, they kind of like started out of nowhere, and then when I was there, it was like a big thing, and then after I left, I feel like it got worse.
What year were you in Iraq?
Oh, I'm talking about Afghanistan.
Oh,
So
you were in Afghanistan?
yeah, I was
Okay.
in for contracting. So
Okay.
when I was in Afghanistan for contracting, I feel like the first couple insider attacks happened, like you said, right around your time, 2010.
Yep.
That was like the first time I think I heard about it, and then it started ramping up, and then I got home in 2014, and then I heard it got way worse, and now I don't hear so much about. I mean, there's
Well, I think
odds
they
and ends.
stopped with it because I mean, when I was there, hell, we had Tundra Force, I think it was called, and it was just the Nationals, somebody that they'd hire, they put an AK in their hand, go sit in this tower, so we didn't have to.
Oh yeah.
So we didn't have to supply the man force on tower guard on our fobs.
Right.
And I remember that was my commo guy and my medic. They left to go to this new fob a little early to kind of help set up. They needed the commo to get everything set up. And hell, they were just sitting on the tailgate of their strikers. They had their weapons stripped, cleaning them. Guy came out of tower guard and just started lighting them up.
Oh.
Yeah. Then we actually, I remember one of the captains got in trouble because he fired too many rounds at him. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He fired his whole magazine at this dude. Like, they're all hopped up on shit. So, they're dead, but they're like still trying to move for shit. So they're still pumping them around.
Yeah.
And Captain, he got relieved because he pumped a mag into him.
The dude's still fucking moving.
If he's still moving, I'm still shooting.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but
because you're right. They do that fucking that. They said
I don't know what the hell it is that they're doing over there.
cotton or whatever. They're like, hey, don't take any chewing tobacco from the A&A.
Oh, it's like battery acid. I did it.
Did you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Did
got.
they tell you not to?
No. I ran because I did. I remember the one time we were up on the mountain for like 3 months. We come back every 6th day for like 2 hours, and that's for nothing really because you don't have time to wash your clothes, get a hot chow. I don't even know why. Just vehicle maintenance mainly.
Yeah. Okay.
We bumped back out there, so I ran out of smokes. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I got in with some of the locals. I'm like, all right, give me some kind of something, some kind of fix. They give me this little bag of like green stuff.
Yep.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. It kind of looks like a lot of pot in there or something. I'm like, the hell, I'm in Afghanistan. They're not going to piss test me. So I'm like, what do you do with it? They're like, throw it in your lip. So I threw it in my lip, and boy, oh, wow. Like, I had to tell one of my buddies, I'm like, hey, don't do this stuff, but like, you need to get up on my gun because I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
I was out for like 6 hours. It had me all fucked up.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it just,
wow.
battery acid just felt like everything in my mouth was melting away.
Yeah. Again, from what they said, we relieved. The Marines had this a checkpoint. It was an ECP coming from the A&A side to the American side on Camp Leatherneck in Helmand Province.
That's where I first flew into it. That's where I was actually. I got that. My microphone blew up in my face.
Really?
We were leaving Helmand into some other AO. Was I don't remember where, but yeah, Then that's what they told us. We're like, this is probably one of the worst areas that you guys are going to be in. So keep your fucking heads low.
Yeah.
But yeah, we passed right through the Marines AO right through there.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly what route it was or anything like that. I wish I could. You might have been there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I stayed on the base the entire time I was in Afghanistan. So I was on Leatherneck or Bastion, whatever. If the British side was Bastion, American side was Leatherneck. And I worked Northgate. So north, obviously, if you're going north.
Did you hear a ramrod? Fob ramrod?
No.
That was the.
I'm trying to think of the one. I got a map over there if you want to look.
A map?
Oh yeah, that's that's from 2013, I think. So who knows what closed down and what's still.
Yeah, everything's closed down. I'll look at it then.
But yeah. So we took over the gate from the Marines, and the Marines were like, "All right, so if the A&A come up to you and they try to offer you some dip, don't take it. It's opium." And I was like, "Okay." And then of course I was intrigued. I was like,
well, yeah, why not? Yeah.
I've never done, other than weed, I've never done drugs other than a couple pills prescribed for wisdom teeth.
For somebody else.
Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, I was really intrigued. And then we had a guy, one of my roommates, so they kind of boxed us in a room, maybe half this size, 6 guys, and just, if it wasn't for the living conditions, if you had your own room, I probably would have I might still be there if I fucking had the chance. But you're boxed in there with 6 other dudes. Nobody has any kind of recollection or privacy or consideration. So one of the guys I was in the room with had a problem with a different guy. So guy A had a problem with guy B. Guy A actually was a pretty cool, funny guy. He actually worked on my post for a little bit. And I say my post, I was supposed to be the senior guard. So I got guys rotating in and out for their days off and whatnot. And this is the first time I met this guy, and I was like, hey, I know you're my roommate. What's going on? He's like, he just turned out to be a pretty cool dude. So he goes, hey, guy B in our room. And I was like, yeah, I know about him. Like, he's stinky, and he doesn't care about anybody, and he's a fucking Marine infantryman. He's so badass or whatever. And he goes, yeah, I don't like him. And he shows me this scored poppy seed. I guess they harvested it already. And he goes, he's going on leave soon. I'm thinking about hiding this in his bag so he gets caught at customs. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And he goes, I'm thinking about it.
That's some fucked up shit. Like, damn.
Super fuck. It was hilarious, though, at the time. I was like, I don't know if you should do that, but it would be funny if you did.
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I mean, the guy came back from leave, and I didn't hear nothing. But, yeah, I don't know whatever happened. I never saw a poppy plant before. I was like, holy shit. And he goes, yeah, it's harvested because you saw the scratch marks on it. So they got the sap or the oil that came out. But I was like,
wow. All pot plants laying on the building roofs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've seen all.
No, I never left the fob, so
no.
I don't know. And if you remember anything about what it was like on leaving Leatherneck, it's just all fucking flat, dusty. It's just flat.
Nothing's there.
Absolutely nothing. Nope.
But they'd sneak around in there somehow. They get through there without being observed.
I landed in Kandahar, and I'm sorry, we're getting a little off track, but I landed in Kandahar September 11th, 2012. I got to Leatherneck.
That's right after I left.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah? I got to Leatherneck September 14th, or September 13th, 2012, whatever. September 15th was the night that 15 Taliban guys came in, and they were wearing ACU pattern clothes, and they destroyed, I want to say 8 Harriers. They hit the flight line with RPGs, and they destroyed, and I think a Marine sergeant and a Marine colonel or lieutenant colonel got killed. And I didn't have a weapon, so I got there. So they have to wait for your visa to come through.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. And it has to. There's like a.
Oh, you were contracted.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a whole lot different.
Yeah. So they have to wait for whatever this paperwork is to get in country that says you're authorized to carry a gun because of the UCMJ and legal issues.
Geneva.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and we were ready for. I worked night shift, so it's like they did. Night shift guard mount, kind of roll call was at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it's 9:45, and the shift leader comes barging in our door because one of his buddies was in our room, and he was his driver. And he goes, I need you to get the SUV right now. We're getting attacked on the flight line. So we all run outside the room, and you can see the it's probably a good mile and a half, maybe 2 miles away, but you can see the fucking the plume of smoke and the explosions, the quick burst, and you can hear the gunshots, and you're like. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, is this real? And I wasn't allowed, even if I picked one up off the ground legally, I wasn't allowed to carry a gun.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. And so I said that to the guy. I was like, hey, I'm not allowed to carry a gun, but do you want me to come with? I'll take your – they all had pistols and M4s. So I was like, I'll take your pistol. And he goes, no, you're not allowed. You just got here. And I was like, all right, I'm going back to bed. And I fucking went back to bed. Yeah. That's a true story. One of the guys that I flew over there with, he was a Marine security guard in the Marine Corps where they go around to the embassies. And he was some staff sergeant. And I remember him looking at me. He's like, should we fucking do something? What do we do? And I was like, dude, you talked up a big game before we got here about how you were so badass. And now you're freaking out.
What do I do?
Yeah. I was like, I'm going back to bed. So that was Lejeune, man.
You talking about living conditions.
Or Leatherneck, I'm sorry.
I remember, it was what are they, trash tents, I guess, maybe?
Yeah.
The real long tents.
Yeah.
Open bunks areas or whatever. We just came back off our 3-month little shindig on the side of the mountain. So we're all excited. We get back, we get all our mail, we're getting everything. We're back on a fob, we go get fucking Lickies and Chewies. So the whole platoon's we're right outside Kandahar. So we're going to Kandahar, going to PX, do this, do that. My buddy's like, just hang out with me. We'll watch weapons. I'm like, All right, yeah, I'll stay back and watch weapons. Yeah, we got our mail, so he opened all his mail from his mom's. His mom was sending booze
Okay.
and like, I guess Gatorade bottles or this, that. And we had all kinds of booze.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't eat nothing. We just got back off 3-month mission, pretty much, like just starving ourselves. So we're slamming this shit. We started playing Marvel vs. Capcom on the Xbox because we snuck a 32-inch TV in our Connex. And, you know, we took an Xbox with us.
Yeah.
And we're playing. And one of us started kicking each other's ass. Then we started getting drunk at the time. I'll kick your ass in real life. Then we start fucking fighting each other. And we're rolling around. We knocked out. We had these weapons stripped apart. Their parts flying everywhere. Took apart the beds. We ended up busting out through the door just as the rest of the platoon comes rolling up, like from their little going to PX mission. What the hell's going on? Me and him are wasted. I mean, just straight wasted in Afghanistan. You know, you're not allowed to drop alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And, oh, boy, they separated us, and they're like, what the hell's going on? Oh, we're playing video games. Like, what the fuck are you playing video games? And then I guess somehow the story came out. They're like, oh, boy. But they had to do something because if we would have stayed in the tent, it would have kept it centralized or whatever.
Yeah.
But since we came out of the tent, they had to get us in trouble.
Right.
And at that time, I was getting battlefield promoted. You know, Army, 18 months is when you're eligible to make your your E4. I was only at 16 months. I was about to put corporal stripes on.
Yeah.
Skip over the specialist, put the corporal stripes on. And that happened. And then, no, we're not giving you stripes. I had a great time in the medic station, though. They took us to the medic station. Cute medic. I mean, just real cute medic in there. And the only thing separating me and my buddy were a piece of plywood. And we're still going at each other. I'm going to fuck you up. Pounding on the wall, yelling. Then the medic would come in, so we started hitting on the medic. No, don't take him. My dick's bigger than this and that. Like, it was bad. It was a great time. He was up for his specialist. I was like, I think 2 days from then I was gonna pin my corporal, but then they busted us both back down to E1.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not
nothing.
3, 2, 1. No,
just stripped down to E1.
Wow.
Had 2 months of half pay. And then 45 days of extra duty, and like we were on a blackout fob, so we couldn't do nothing at night.
Yeah.
So they ended up pulling us off our missions, which hurt our platoon. I get that now, but I'm thinking like, all right, so I got 10 hours to actually work. They gave us gator like to the little 4x4 gators we called them.
Yeah.
We each had one, and we're supposed to go do this and the other thing. Well, we started playing bumper cars with them, smashing them up, jumping stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But hindsight, we both ended up staying in, being some of the best fucking, soldiers that they had. Yeah. And we both got out as E5s at the end. I just actually talked to my buddy Foy not too long ago. He went MIA. His sister died a few years back, and that really hit him. And for some reason, he popped up on Facebook. I'm like, yo, call me. I sat there with 2 hours conversation with him. It was real good to have a conversation with him. And we went over all the whole situation about how dumb shit was and how fun it was at the same time. But we used to get in some dumb trouble. Like, now I look at it like, I could have been a lot farther in my military career, but it was well worth it. The laughing, the smiles, and having a good time and the experience. But it is what it is.
It's weird when you look back on it and you're like, okay, because I think that's an awesome mentality. You're like, I can either have fun and enjoy this because who knows if I'm going to stay in or not, or you can be strict and not have any fucking fun and just go by the book. And you're like, I'm doing this for 20. I want to get to this certain rank. I didn't have that mentality. Like, I never was like, not that it didn't cross my mind, but I was like, no, I'll get fucking fucked up if I do something like that. I remember falling asleep in boot camp. I was supposed to watch. We had these big, everybody's like sheets we put together, and there was like a big tarp that we'd like wrap it up, and I don't know how the fuck they
tied the sheets together. Yeah.
And we had it all piled up at the back door of the barracks or in the squad bay. And the next morning it was supposed to get loaded up on the trucks, and I was fire guard or fire watch, whatever you want to call it. So again, like I was young, and I didn't fucking care, but I think there was 3 or 4 fire watch per like every 2 hours or hour or whatever it was.
Yeah, like a shift rotation.
Yeah.
Shift change or whatever.
Yep. So I remember walking back to this big pile of sheets, and I was like, I'm fucking laying down. I'm going to go to sleep on these sheets. And I did, and I fell asleep. And the guy came over, one of the other fire watch came over, and he's like, one of the drill instructors is going to come out here and catch you, and we're all going to be fucked. And I was like, I don't fucking care. Did the same thing in MCT. We had to dig these fighting holes, these foxholes, and wait for the instructors to come attack us. And I was like, they ain't fucking coming tonight. They're not coming till morning. I was like, and I was in there with my battle buddy. I can't remember what the fuck we called it in the Marine Corps, but it was essentially a battle buddy. And I was like, I'm going to lay down. And it was, I think it was March or April 2006. And it was fucking cold in there. Yeah. So I laid down. And I remember it rained the entire day before. And it was just fucking cold. And I was like, I'm cold. I'm going to sleep. And I remember he's like, he fought me on it. He's like, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. And he ended up kicking me. And I said, what the fuck did you kick me for? And he goes, you're snoring. You're snoring loud. And I was like, I don't care, man. I was sleeping. But he's like, you're going to get us in trouble. And I was right. They didn't attack until fucking sunrise. I was like, we could have slept all night.
Yeah, they were probably out partying anyway. They didn't want,
or sleeping.
They're taking a break from you guys.
Right, exactly. But, I mean, using that mentality, I mean, going forward, and I just kind of got this, like, anxiety twitch about me. I was like, yeah, I could have fucking fun, or I don't want to get in trouble. Like, it was that whole weird boot camp kind of thing. But, yeah, looking back on it, fuck. I mean, I probably wouldn't be where I am now for certain situations, but I got lucky and I didn't get caught. But yeah, just absolutely. The story is worth, in my opinion. Fuck.